What's up, everybody? We back with another message, another video. Thank you to all my new subscribers and future new subscribers. You know we do nothing here without God because everything is spiritually led by God over here. We cover the world from a spiritual and physical aspect to get the raw, real, and uncut answers. So anything you hear, anything you see in these end times, may you test the spirits, aka take the words and visuals back to prayer with God, as many Decepticons run around in these end times sent from the enemy, all right? Had that strong, close, and personal relationship with God. So one or two dreams, we're going to split these up into two different videos, but this first dream that I had April 22nd was about, essentially it was a dream God gave me about me walking around in the spiritual realm as the physical realm was moving about, and I'm gonna explain what happened. So it started off with me being in my physical form walking around, and I wasn't feeling too well, right? Well, I didn't feel it in a dream, but it was this lady noticed that I wasn't feeling well, and she brought it out in a dream, and then next thing you know, I was in the spiritual realm, so my flesh was gone, right? So this dream is very symbolic. So as I'm walking around in the spirit, right? Um, I was trying to talk to people, but they couldn't hear me at all. Like I could physically touch things in the physical world and do things, but people couldn't hear me. So I remember I was trying to talk to my parents, right? And then I grabbed the door, and we was at our old house, right? So I grabbed the door and I started like moving it. And they was like, "Oh snap! What is that? What is that?" And then they're like, oh, "That's him. That's him." They was talking about me. That's him. That's him. And they go, "We got to find another vessel for him." And in my head, I'm thinking like, "I don't want another vessel. I want my body. I want to be me." So that was one symbolism. We're gonna get into what all this means and what God was giving me downloads and explaining to me what all of this meant. But then I ran into one of my friends. When I began to talk, he could understand. He says, "I heard you say that. I hear you. I heard you say that." And we was having a conversation, and he was really trying to listen in the spirit to speak to me. So it was very short, but when I woke up, it was a trippy dream. And I knew before I went to sleep it was going to be a trippy dream because God had sent Michael down, right? And every time he sent Michael down, I'm telling you, I'll be passing out when Michael talked to me. I don't know what the angels do, but they do it. And it was just so trippy. The dream. And Jesus was communicating with me. So I was like, okay, I know something about to happen. Like God about to show me some stuff today, right? So that's the dream I ended up having. So symbolism for the dream, right? When it comes to me going from physical to spiritual, the Lord is basically trying to tell people that you never know when your time will come. So it's important to be with him now. It's important to get to know him now because there are many people that it's too late for them. They had the chance to do it and now they gone. So while you here, take advantage of this and get to know God and make amends with him. All right. Don't waste time doing that. Number two, when it came down to people not being able to hear me in spirit, you know how us walking with God, we become more spiritual. And a lot of people will call you crazy. They won't understand you. They will put you to the wayside like they do God and put you on the back burner. And when it comes down to everything, we have a spiritually dead world overall. So many people ain't listening in the spirit. They don't understand things. And so when what was said in that dream, oh, we got to find him another vessel, many people try to get you to be something they want you to be and of the world, or somebody that God hasn't set you to be, when you want to be who God sets you to be, when you want to just be who you are. People try to get you to be something, try to get people try to get you to be something different that you're not, or want you to be like everybody else, but that's not you. Okay. And then when I had the friend who could understand me and hear me in the spirit, there are many people that are going to hear you. You know, you're not going to always be in that stage where don't nobody understand you. There's going to begin to be people who understand you at some point throughout the journey. They're going to listen in the spirit just like you. And they're going to be able to hear you. They're going to be able to receive words from you. They're going to be able to understand you. You're not just going to have this situation where you speaking gibberish to everybody, right? So I don't know who this word was for, but this is the dream that God gave me, you know. When we walk in the spirit, people do not understand us. They're not going to hear us and receive from us. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Receive from us or understand what we're going through because they don't know. They really don't. But there are many of us that do. And you will run into somebody that does at some point because God will lead you there. So don't worry about not being understood, okay? So that is basically as simple as that, the message. Don't worry about being misunderstood because at some point, God gonna run you into somebody that's also in tune with the spirit. All right, and don't change up from what God have you do for another person. Don't do it. Stay on tune with God. And make sure if you somebody that's really hesitating, make sure you get right with God because you never know what could happen and what the devil trying to do to you. Follow God's instructions because he could very well be saving you from a trap. You know, when you go into that transitional period from being what God tries to pull you away from to being into your purpose, that's a very dangerous period, that transition period. Because that's where the devil going to try to do anything he can to stop you. And that could be deadly sometimes. It's not to scare you, but it's the truth. Many people that go into their transitional phase, the devil tries to cut them off any way possible. He tried to do it with me. 2022, I could have died. But God said no. So just make sure that you're taking all the time you need to take with God while you got the chance, all right? Peace and blessings, and I will catch you guys in the next one.